Good afternoon, everyone. This is Professor Hill. It's a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics Philosophy, 2306 here at St. Philip's College for the summer of 2025. And today is Friday, the 27th of June, 2025. So we're getting to be the end of week 3 now. And we are reading chapter 5, looking at our case study on the Nash family and thinking about consequentialism and the different types and variations of that moral theory, and how it differs from the non-consequentialists or deontological theories that are out there. And so in terms of consequentialism, it's really just as simple as the consequences, as looking at the outcomes, looking at the effects, and then backing up from that to decide what course of action to take, whether something's right or wrong, good or bad, and using the consequences, consequentialism, to as our guide to determine what's the right thing to do, what's the moral thing to do. Now, there's a parallel that we have between consequentialism and looking at the outcomes, the consequences, versus non-consequentialism, with what we had looked at previously in terms of objectivism and relativism. There are parallels there, right? And so I just want to make sure that when you get to the case study, when you think about what you would have done, here's the one tricky part I want you to keep in mind, which is that you need to read the case study up to the point of where they make the decision to have the second baby and to use the process, because that was the decision they were faced with. Jack and Lisa Nash was they have a daughter, she's sick, what to do about it. They're desperate parents, and they're looking at kind of any available option. And that's the situation they find themselves in when they get approached about this option. Should we do it or not? Because at that point, they're weighing and balancing a lot of factors: legal, medical, moral, psychological, all these things, the religious aspects of it. They're all at play because they don't know what the outcomes will be. They don't know the consequences. They're trying to make decisions with the best available information, but with no guarantees about what would happen. See, for us, as we approach this, we kind of learn that it works. Right as we read the story, we learn, hey, you know what? They have a little baby, Adam. The process works. It saves his sister. That's why he's the savior sibling. But we got to keep in mind that as you approach this case study and what they did, and when I ask you to make a decision about was it the right thing to do or not? Was it moral or not, what they did, what they chose? You really kind of got to think about it up to that point of the decision. Now, we have the advantage of seeing how the case turns out. We have the advantage of knowing that it works. But they didn't have that guarantee. They didn't have the ability to see the future and the outcome. And so, everybody's happy it worked. But it did open a can of worm on all the other issues that I was talking about yesterday and the day before. Not least of which is, eugenics and the intentional trying to manipulate and develop people with genetic control, the way we kind of breed dogs and bring about new whole different dog breeds by controlling every aspect of their domestication. There have been people who've long said, and you can see where it starts. It starts with, well, we want to get rid of genetic diseases, curing disease. That's an easy entry into this. It's like, well, sure, if we can wipe this out, stop people suffering and dying, let's do that. but it turns out we've always done it badly. As human beings, we have a long, terrible history with eugenics, not just, in like Nazi Germany, where it was a big thing, but in the United States, we've got a long, bad history with eugenics and the effects of that, which lasted into the 1970s. So that we've got our own negative history there that we have to think about and take into account. Because again, that's one of the issues lurking in the background of this case. There's a lot of them, and that's one of them. We're always tempted to think, well, maybe we'll just wade in a little bit, do the things we like, and avoid the things we don't like. But boy, like I said, we haven't been able to do that well in the past. All right. Well, look, it's Friday. Sorry for the confusion earlier in the week about the chapter. I think it's pretty much sorted out now. But if you have any other questions, let me know. And look forward to Sunday night, getting all the essays, making sure people comment on at least 2 classmates. And then I'll come in on Monday morning and run through everything and grade them all out for you. Make sure you know exactly where you are and how things are going. By the way, just a heads up, the drop date for this class is coming up next week too. As we get closer to it, I'll let you know. Most people are doing really well, but there's some people that have they've been pulled away by circumstances, and sometimes people need to drop a class. So you want to keep an eye on that drop date if you're in that bucket. You're trying to figure out if you can get everything finished or not. All right, listen, take care of yourselves. Some of you are ahead of the game, already finished reading the chapter, already turned in the essay. You've got the weekend to yourselves. Enjoy it. Otherwise, Sunday night's the deadline. If you're still working on it and thinking about it, let me know if I can help with that. All right, take care, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.